Hello and welcome. Hope you're doing all right. I am all good. It's a glorious morning. I'm going to get hot again, so let's crack on and see how the garden's doing. You can see the giant honeysuckle is in full swing. We'll have a good look at that in a minute. That started about pretty much the 1st of July and he's going strong still, so happy days. Let's for once start down in this corner. I'll just get us the other side of the passion flower. So in Camellia Corner, it's going all right, really. See the Dixonia is still going quite well. Yeah, they're all going good. Even the giant honeysuckle cutting, you can just see at the back there is flowering, which is pretty surprising. Has made it up to the top of the fence. So yeah, I'm just going to leave that to do what it does. I was just thinking this underneath of the Tetrapanax is quite up for grabs with regard to plants, but I think what I need to do is let these kind of 6 bottom leaves drop off to raise the canopy up, and then I can have a good look at that Nephrolepis there on the corner. It's kind of doing okay. It's not thriving, so we'll have a good think of that when the time comes for that. But otherwise, this bed looks pretty good. It looks good from the house because the difference, 2 big giant leaves with regards, or fronds, if you like, the Tetrapanax and the Dixonia, so they sort of complement each other quite well, along with the other stuff in there. So we'll move around to this little new seating bit I've put in here. It's not new, but I've just put the 2 Cyathea younguns I've got here, which is the Highland Lace and the Medullaris below. So they'll take a few years to size up. A couple of giant honeysuckle cuttings, and then these pots, which I was on about last time, indulging my late night watching bees, having them in full sun and pulling them over to the shade later on in the day. Yeah, they're not enjoying being in the pots by the look of it, or they won't flower until next year. So I may scrap that and chuck those out the front because they're not particularly jungly. Because I've got a few spaces out there now. And then yeah, I've got 2 of the giant honeysuckle cuttings there. As you can see, the 3 inside have done quite well as well, but I need to bring them out to get some proper sunlight on them and harden them off, if you like, in that respect. So yeah, we'll get to that when we get to it. Need to do some research on these Traculospermum jasminoides. It's purely because it's a bit kind of, I envisioned this as being sort of bushing right out like it is at the bottom. And as far as I understand it with these, is that if I was to say cut this one off here, there, where I've cut it, next year 2 or 3 bits will come out of that, i.e. it'll bush up more. But because I need to bush out the inside of the trellis, that means cutting these long ones which are running up in the middle of between them here. So maybe this one here, just cut that one down low and hopefully it'll bush out. I don't know, I'll do a little bit of research on it. If anyone thinks that's a good idea, please do let me know. The new Traculospermum on the other side, only just gone in. Bit rough because of the heat, but it is climbing, it is getting up there. So yeah, we'll leave that for next year. That better not be bindweed at the back there. It is. Oh dear, the bindweed has invaded this side of the garden. Oh well, more for me to do, I guess. Yeah, Sago Palm's doing all right, and as you can see, giant honeysuckle's doing great. If you want a good look at one of these flowers, they're pretty good. And like I said, even when they go over, it adds a nice bit of colour to it. These grow quite differently to the other climbers, which are kind of just go here, there and everywhere, passion flower and the clematis. This is much more like a tree. It kind of wants to grow straight up almost, if you see what I mean. And then what it kind of does in order to spread out is it'll grow straight up, and then that bit will fall over in an arch, and then it will grow out the top of the arch, and that's how it sort of gets across. So my dreams of having one main stem run across the front of the pergola, and then they all fold up, all the offshoots fold up over the top. Yeah, I doubt I'm going to be able to do that, so I'm just going to leave it to do what it does, really. Flowering very prolifically on the top and here. Sorry, it's a bit awkward with the sun and being half shade there, but at the front it is flowering a little bit, not as much. It's covered by the clematis. I still haven't decided whether I need to cut the clematis off it, i.e. is it strangling it, but it seems to be okay. The bits the clematis is on haven't actually died. They give up and then they sprout further back, like I was just saying. But yeah, so yeah, dahlias looking good. They had a bit of a pop. I'll probably get some more dahlias for next year, actually, but mainly sort of single flowered ones that may or may not be good for bees and whatnot. But yeah, they look all right. They're coming out steadily. I think if I can get a nice supply of these sorts of things, I can use them as sort of cut flowers as well. But we'll get into that another time. So yeah, the teasel's doing really good. Looks very Jurassic. So this and the plantain are ones that I'm definitely going to focus on moving forward, because they're wildflowers, good for the wildlife, but they're also got that Jurassic ilk to them, as opposed to a lot of them which I'll probably take out for not being Jurassic enough. I have had the big target. The reason I wanted to go for the wildflowers was to bring in the insects, and the king of the Jurassic insects in being the dragonfly, and I've had quite a few already, even though I've got no water yet. So yeah, we're doing well on that. Down here, the new Hydrangea Samanii is Hydrangea Samanii Pilostagia verbenoides is looking a little bit worse for wear. I think I missed it on a watering day, which meant it went 3 days without water in 34, 35 degree heat, and it's only just gone in. I still haven't taken the bamboo sort of things off it yet, so I've been slowly just giving that good water. Hopefully it'll recover. But yeah, we'll see with that. That would be high levels of annoyance if that didn't pull through. Yeah, just to show you how good the teasels are, we've got some nice bumblebee on it there, and then the seed heads would be good for the birds as well. So happy days. And like I said, we've got a few little honeysuckle flowers on this side as well, poking through the clematis, so that's pretty good. Yeah, speaking of the clematis, it's doing pretty well. It looks great with it all drooping down like this, and just imagine that with a big rock waterfall taking up all that space, which I am sort of slowly but surely. It's just logistics and that, really. It looks like my missus is taking the kids with her sisters away for a long weekend on the 14th of August, I think, or the 17th. So that may be my time to do it, if I don't have my annual cocktail party then, in which case I may tell the lads, instead of it being a cocktail party, it's a bring a block party. On another note, just while I'm here, actually, because the fact that those windows can see us is a bit annoying, I've got a two-pronged strategy for this. One of them is going to be what the clematis is on that trellis. I can't really go any higher with that, but what I might do is, instead of going up with the wood as it is across, I may, to the uprights, strap in another 2 foot of the 2x2 going straight up, and then just run wires between them, and that will let it climb up a bit further. The other theory I've got is that if I step back without falling down the crack in the earth, this Dixonia here, the fronds are absolutely big on it, let's just say, but isn't all one bed. This bit, it's actually in the equivalent of a pot. If I come down here, so I should have moved the kids' bike, but it's segregated off, so it's not actually any bigger than a sort of normal sort of size pot that's in, like ones the bamboos are in. And what I'm thinking is that when I do the waterfall, this bit here where the sort of dead bamboo is, and we've got the new fence ending, and then that concrete fence in that sort of section there, if I was to build a pot of the same size there, in the corner do the same there, and then maybe, I don't know, up there amongst the clematis build another pot up there, I could put 3 Dixonias in there, and they would really go up, and they'd almost be like treetops, if you see what I mean. But yeah, it's just something I'm pondering on there. If we look at I forgot to move my bags there. Sorry, they were just keeping the parasol from blowing over, because it's very hot, but we're also getting gale force winds as well. So yeah, always a good laugh. Yeah, so Willemie's looking good. They're quite, I don't want to curse this thing, so I probably shouldn't say it, but they've got good regenerative powers as opposed to sort of conifers, because you can see the ends have all been burnt off by the sun, and you would think that would be it for a conifer. But if we have a look at this one here, you can see they do then carry on growing out of the same spot, if you see what I mean. So yeah, very, very tough. Very expensive. For me, these are double the price of Dixonias now. I have been keeping an eye on them. So something like that there, just to give you an idea, something like that, I wouldn't be surprised if you paid 500 quid for it. And what's that, about a metre high? Yeah, so there you go. Down in this section, the Lophosaurus is struggling a little bit. Where it's got direct light on it, it's burning the fronds off. So again, this Tetrapanax, hopefully when it sizes up to the next level, the leaves get a bit bigger. It'll hopefully cast some shade on it. But yeah, I can't do anything about it now. That one's always been a bit struggly, that one, and it's probably the sun that does it, and it's a bit exposed to the frost as well because I don't cover that one. Canada's looking good. As high as about sort of 6 foot now. We've got some flowers coming out on it, and they do just add they just add volume, don't they, if you see what I mean, which does make me think maybe I might divide that one up and chuck a clump of that in the middle bed somewhere. But we'll get onto the middle bed in a minute because that is a source of more grief, as it has been all its life. This stuff's really good as well. It's a sort of false nettle sort of thing, but yeah, the bees are loving it, and it's kind of not taking too much away from the Jurassic feeling like some of them do. Down in this bit, got a Tetrapanax pup coming up there. That's not from that plant. That is where that is 2 years ago, basically, or the other way around. Sorry, it's a bit early in the morning. As we move around, this Pilostagia is doing well. Scheffler is doing well. It's quite nice to get it raising the canopy on these things. So when this lot sort of falls off this middle section, it should hopefully, so I'm just going to move around this side. I've been trailing this bit of the Pilostagia. Those two uprights come all the way from that plant there, and I'm hoping that it'll send offshoots up the fence there, almost like I was on about with the giant honeysuckle, and that will cover this fence, because this Pilostagia is really struggling. It is slowly but surely getting there, but yeah, it's one of those things. We've got a bit of trouble in this corner, actually, on this side in general. Two things. One of them, my old nemesis, both of them, which is Scheffler and Aphaxia. This Scheffler was doing fine. It looks to be struggling a little bit. Now, this has been getting watered because there's the new Dixonia there, Lophosaurus underneath it, and then a Dixonia there. So it has been getting a lot of water. What it doesn't get is any sun. Now, I had a Aphaxia in here, which I thought died from overwatering. I'm just wondering if it's the same thing going on here. It's getting too much water, so I'm going to start going on a bit of a very direct watering for these rather than just hosing them off to cool them off a little bit. I'll just sort of be a bit more specific with where I'm watering, and hopefully that'll recover, because I could really do with that one looking like that one there. And then yeah, we've got the Cyathias are doing quite well. This one, which we thought had died for 3 months, is sending out some new fronds, as you can see there, so that's good. That little Dixonia fibrosa, where it all browned off, you can see we've got 4 or 5 new fronds have come up in the last month or so. So yep, happy days. And then here's another Cyathea here, which is good. It's sizing up a little bit. Yeah, and then down here, Hydrangea Samanii is looking all right. Put this Atrata in here just to fill the gap. And then here's the Fatsia, which is looking very much worse for wear. Again, starting to see those telltale signs that it's not loving life there since I started doing stuff with it, i.e. chopping bits off it. I thought they were pretty hardy from what I gathered, not hardy, but hard wearing. It's not massively the end of the world if it doesn't live, because I want to get one of the giant honeysuckle cuttings I've got and see how it does in full shade, i.e. over on this bit over here, to try and cover this lot of the fence up to the dartboard. Now, I haven't got any space in that bit over there. So if a space did open up there is actually a little space between the Fatsia and the Dixonia as it is. So maybe next spring, I'll chuck one in there and we'll just see how it does. So yeah, it's not too bad. This fig tree where that branch had fallen off, I'm deciding what to do with that, because in the jungle there is obviously a lot of sort of detritus and fallen branches, so I'm trying to just arrange it. I just put that out of the way for now because it's on top of the climbing frame, but I want to put it in such a way that it looks quite naturally that it's fallen over, and hopefully a climber will go up it. Speaking of the climbers, this new Clematis armandii is not sending up any new shoots, but the leaves are sort of thickening out and looking a bit more voluptuous, if that's the word, so that's good. But yeah, with the fig tree, I think this year it's gone up a bit too high now. You can see I've strapped this branch, which was where I was going to the thing. I've strapped it into there loosely, i.e. not like the one that was up there that snapped. But I think what I'll do, it's quite high now, so I'll probably lob the top off of that, and hopefully it'll bush out a bit more towards us. It is already, I find trees quite fascinating in their way, because to me that looks, solid tree, if you like, but it is sending a little bit out of there. It's just good. You would think it would be impenetrable, but obviously trees know better than I do what they can do. Sorry, I'm just backing out past various bits. So in here we've got the Dixonias. They sent up the fronds this year, which is quite good. Perfect sort of differential between the two fronds. This is a Cyathea frond. You can see, if I step back a bit, it's a bit more diamond shaped, whereas these are a bit more sort of long and almost like paddle shaped, if you like. But it sent up these sort of weird new fronds. There's 2 or 3 of them there, which are nowhere near as big. One of them has been burnt off. I don't know. I don't know. I wouldn't call that a second flush. Cyathea has sent up some new fronds. There's one going straight into the fence post, so that one's going to be mangled. Like I said, they're a bit particular, so if they sense something they don't like, they just sort of give up. And then we've got this one coming out the top of the Scheffler here. I was thinking about bending it over to open up the crown, but then I just sort of think, well, it's not going to be the first time a Cyathea has grown in amongst stuff, so we'll just leave it and see what happens. In really good news, this Hydrangea Simania is really going some now, looking really good, starting to sort of fill out a little bit. And also, when I was going on about this, trying to cover the sort of this area with a climber, this is why I've been letting the ivy come in over there and at the top. It's actually sending runners off, or I call them runners, but because you can grow these Hydrangea Simania as a shrub as well, because they're very woody. But this top one here, you can see, is aiming towards the fence. If it made that, there's no reason why it couldn't climb up there. So yeah, might just leave it to do what it's going to do. So we've got another Tracheospermum here again. I need to just have a look and try and get it to fill it out a bit more. Clematis again, the new one hasn't done anything more. It's just climbed up a little bit and then given up. And they do that. The one out the front I put in sort of sent about a foot's worth up as soon as I put it in, which I take it is the kind of where it had been growing in the pot in the nursery, and it's just finishing off that, and now it's kind of contemplating where it is and its strategy and whatnot. So yeah, that's about most of it. This Nephrolopis up here is doing well. I keep thinking about moving it across and hanging it off this one, but I'm kind of thinking it's doing quite well there, so I probably shouldn't, because it'll probably die knowing my luck. And then, yeah, last and least is the middle bed. Oh, let's have a look. So this landslide crack in the earth, it's kind of lost its way a little bit. I was hoping it was going to reflect, like a crack in the earth in the Jurassic age with lava and all that. It doesn't quite look like that, but the plantains look good, so I might go for a bit more of a Jurassic swamp look. Keep the black grass in there, probably take out the wildflowers, and then put in some small ferns and whatnot and just see how they do in amongst it all. But we'll get onto that another time. Finally, one thing that is doing well is this sunflower. I've tied it now just because we're getting some gusty winds and it's so sort of top heavy, but I didn't actually tie that in. And the other one over there, which I did tie in, is really thin stalked compared to this one. But yeah, I'm looking forward to this. It's quite high, that one, probably. Well, I mean, I'm probably holding the camera straight at about 6 foot, and it's at least another foot above that and still going. It hasn't got its head yet. And then in here, yeah, just it doesn't look right to me. It's never looked right, this middle bed. I'm regretting putting the buddleia in. I have been chopping the used dispenser as soon as the flower things have done. I've been chopping them off, so hopefully it won't self-seed too much, and I'll take that out. I mean, it was only a gap filler to try and hide the climbing frame, but I think between this and the bamboo, it's not the look I'm after. So I'll take them out. The bamboo will still stay in the pots until I find something better, but my biggest regret is that it's blocked the sun getting to this banana, which would look quite good. That would give me the kind of feel I'm looking for and hide the climbing frame. So yeah, the only thing that's really safe in here is this Dixonia on this front right corner, and at the back is the king fern, the Todea barbera, which is recovered from where I killed it inside. Oh yeah, I did actually get some good Jurassic stuff the other day. I got some of this horsetail stuff. I don't know if you can see it, but just trying to, I know that's not to go in the ground, so we'll find a spot for that, find a pot or something to put that in and hide it somewhere. Yeah, and we'll just have a little ponder on that over the winter. Really, I'll take the buddleia out in a couple of months' time, and then yeah, just strategize on that for next time. Really. So yeah, that's about it. Nothing's really, apart from that pilostagia in amongst the giant honeysuckle. I'm not amazingly worried about anything else. And yeah, this thing is looking absolutely fantastic. It's a shame I can't get you up on top of it, but and it smells nice as well, this one. So yeah, happy days. Hope you're enjoying the heat much more than I do. And I will see you on the next one. Thanks for watching. Bye bye.